The Falkland Islands, situated 300 miles off the coast of South America, have enjoyed remarkable growth and economic development since 1982. Today, the population of almost 3,000 inhabitants have a lot to be optimistic about.
I can't see me ever leaving here. I just like it here so much. It's home, and now I have children and grandchildren, and I'm sure they will continue to stay here.
It's beautiful, it's pure, there's no pollution, we've got no drug abuse, there's virtually no crime, and I mean, it is a stunning place to live.
You just have to look around Stanley now and look at the thriving retail sector, for instance. There was none of that, really, before the conflict.
This is the story of how the Falkland Islands transformed themselves into one of the United Kingdom's most dynamic overseas territories. Britain made the first recorded landing on the Falklands in 1690. There has been peaceful and continuous British administration there since 1833, except for the 74 days of Argentine occupation following the invasion in 1982. Prior to that conflict, the economy was in serious decline.
Before the war, most of the business was run by overseas landlords, and of course, therefore, all the profits went overseas, and there was not a lot of investment at all.
To help the Falklands economy back on its feet after the war, Britain provided an aid package for reconstruction and to help drive economic expansion. In 1986, an economic exclusion zone, a 150-mile radius fisheries and conservation area, was declared to protect fish stocks around the islands. A fisheries licensing system was established by the Falkland Islands government, which heralded financial independence. This was to form the bedrock for new economic growth.
That enabled us to charge license fees, which really transformed the economy of the Falklands, but also, more importantly, enabled us to properly conserve fish stocks.
For the first time, Falkland Islanders were able to protect their waters economically and environmentally, safe in the knowledge they had the UK's support and backup.
We're able to ensure that vessels only catch what they're supposed to, that they report their catches properly, and we're able to impose conservation measures to ensure that fish stocks are protected.
It was the issuing of these licenses and the income that they generated that was to change the Falklands' fortunes.
Our revenue, government revenue, went up significantly from around 5 to 6 million a year to over 20 million a year. And that had massive implications because suddenly we didn't need development money from the UK. We could stand on our own 2 feet and we could invest our money in our country to make it a better place for everybody.
That revenue transformed the economy of the Falklands and enabled huge investment to go into industry and the infrastructure of the country. The quality of life for the population as a whole improved immeasurably. They were able to build new schools, invest in modern healthcare services, as well as upgrade to a more efficient road network. And the timing turned out to be perfect.
At the same time as the economic exclusion zones were declared, the wool market collapsed, and this was really bad news. I mean, the wool had been the primary industry in the Falklands until 1982, so that was very fortuitous that we then had the cash available to actually help that industry.
This gave a new lease of life to the farming community, enabling it to take the necessary steps to diversify and keep up with the demands of the world market.